There are a lot of things that women tag personal independence, but in an actual sense, it is trauma, wounds that they didn't heal from. So they grew up with it into adulthood and tagged it personal independence. In today's video, I'm going to be exploring so many things that we tag independence, but in an actual sense, it is not independence. It is wound that you actually need to heal from to become an actual independent woman, whether financially or career-wise, in every aspect. If you always find yourself saying this, I don't need anyone, I can figure it out by myself, I don't need anybody to help me, that is not independence. That is actually a wound. That is actually a trauma response. And I'm going to be telling you why and how. You grew up in a setting where trusting people to come through for you always ended up in either betrayal or neglect. Then there was a part of you that now got used to people not showing up, people not coming through for you. That negligence and betrayal now made you to learn how to fix things by yourself without needing anybody. And you did this over a long period of time until it became part of you. So you counted that as independence. But in an actual sense, that is not independence. Because if we can tell ourselves the truth, you get to realize that deep down, you actually need help. You actually want somebody to come through and help you do some things. But since you're already used to people not always showing up, people always betraying you or neglecting your request for assistance, you got used to it and tap it independence. If you're doing this, it doesn't mean that you're independent. It's actually a wound. You need to stay with me to the end of the video because I'm going to be sharing with you what actual independence is. You say, I can handle everything myself. But the actual truth is that you probably grew up in a home where you were the first daughter, so you grew up fast, doing a lot of things that was way beyond what you could do at your stage. At the age of 6, you're already doing something that somebody at the age of 13 cannot even do. Maybe because you're the first daughter of your family, or because you grew up in a home where you guys had to struggle to keep things, to keep the family moving, where you had to start hustling at a very younger stage, maybe helping your mom around with business, with career, and all of those stuffs. Because you can't just relax as a child, because the whole family had to hustle to keep the family going. So you learned very early to do things that are way beyond your age. You grew up very fast. And because of that, you now have this mentality of, I can handle everything by myself. And because you've been handling a lot of things by yourself from a very tender stage, you tag this independence. But that's not independence. That's a trauma bond. And you need to heal from it. Another thing that women take for independence that is actually a wound is, I don't rely on anybody. Like, people always disappoint. You just believe that people will always disappoint. They won't always come true. But you can't rely on anybody. That is not your fault, actually. It's because in the time past, you have already gotten used to inconsistencies such that you don't know how to rest in support. People who were in your life from the past are people who are not always coming through. You tell them to do something, they are going to maybe agree in the first place, but along the line, they switch up on you. And you end up being the one doing that particular thing that they were supposed to do for you. So this happened over a long period of time, and you begin to get used to people not showing up even when they say they will show up. And because you've always been the one cleaning up the mess, doing everything all by yourself, sorting out everything that went wrong when they didn't actually show up, you now got used to it and you tagged it independence. But that's not independence. That's because the nervous system have lost the ability to actually rest in support. It tells you that even if they say they are going to show up, they are not going to show up. So, and because of that, you no longer feel the need to involve anybody. You no longer feel the need to trust anybody with anything about you, your career, your business, or your life entirely. The next thing that a lot of women say and target independence is, I don't like asking for help. But deep down, the problem is the fear of rejection. Deep down, you fear being a burden to people. Because in the past, the people you leaned in on, maybe as you were growing up from a childhood stage, you had a guardian, you had a parent that always made you feel like you were a burden to them. Whenever you needed them to do something for you, you ask them for money and they tell you there's no money. They tell you are demanding for too much. And sometimes it might not even be from your childhood. Just people you stayed with, people you lived with, they made you feel like you were a burden to them anytime that you told them you needed help from them. And over a long period of time, you got acquainted to that. You got used to the fear of rejection. Because of that, You grew up with the idea that asking for help is indirectly becoming a burden. You stop asking for help, even when you know that you need help, when you have a very pressing need. You know that you cannot help yourself, but because you don't want to be a burden, because you fear that if you go ahead and ask for this help, you might not get it. So you target independence. You target you're gonna figure it out. That's not independence. That is actually trauma that you need to heal from. True independence is actually self-trust, knowing that you can actually do things by yourself, but then not closing your heart to help. When people come in to support you, you're actually open to support, even when you know that you can actually do things yourself. That is what a real independent woman is. You can be vulnerable and still be independent. You are not oversharing your life problem to feel seen, but at the same time, you are not hiding stuff that's bothering you because you want to feel safe, because you don't want to be a burden to anybody, because you don't want to see because you don't want anybody to see you like a beggar or someone who cannot actually take care of their own needs. Real independence is understanding interdependence. By interdependence, I mean that you are not scared of connection. You are not seeing connection as weakness. Rather, you see it as being human. You're not in a survival mode where you have to constantly outwork yourself, burn yourself out to prove to people that you are actually independent and you can handle life by yourself. That is what true independence is. You are soft even while you are still able to fix your bills. You are soft even while you're still enabling others to help you out when they need to. So asking for help, allowing people to take care of some things for you, allowing people to reach out to you and help you does not make you weak. That is real independence. Because even if they are not there, you're also always going to be able to take care of those things. True independence is not about needing no one. It's about needing yourself without fear and also allowing others to help and support you without feeling guilt. It's about knowing that you can stand on your own but still allow yourself to lean when you're tired. That is what true independence is. So maybe it's time to get soft again. Maybe it's time to just allow people to do things for you. Maybe it's time to understand that seeking for help does not make you weak. Asking people for support does not mean that you're a burden to them. You need to gradually unlearn these things and heal from those childhood trauma that actually made you see depending on others or asking for help feel like you're weak, you're less of a woman, you're a leech and all of that. Just maybe it's time to stop all of that. True independence is when life has tried to harden you, but regardless, you still remain soft. If there are any other thing that you actually thought was independence as a woman, but you later realized that they were actually never independence, I want you to share it in the comment section with me. And if this video actually resonated with you, I also want you to drop a comment below. Don't forget to like this video and share it to a sister that might just need to see this video. We need to come into our soft girl era and allow ourselves to be helped, because that's honestly what we need. Thank you so much for watching my video. See you in my next video. Bye.